let's just start a demo first of Fluent UI with the blog management system. So here I just create a blog management system with the Fluent UI, and you can see I just binding the data over here, and then once I bind, we are able to see very nice grid over here, right, with this icon and all. And once I just view over here, so let me see the view. So once I click that view, I am able to see whatever blogs information they actually give in some details. And once I get back, so it will get back to our list as well. And if I want to add the new blog, so click on that and just adding, okay, the Fluent UI, and then edit that Fluent UI, right, and Fluent UI Blazor. And also we can just add it, some image URL. And once I add it, so you are able to see that create button. And once I create, it is giving the successful pop-up message, right, pop-up model. It is successfully created. And go back to click on go back. If you go down now, it just created whatever we just added, right, newly just added, it is just created. And if I want to edit something, okay, so go back to click that edit icon, go to here, like Fluent UI, not only Fluent UI, it is a Blazor Fluent UI, right. So adding that Blazor Fluent UI, and description also just update it over here, and just keep it same image, right. And once I update again, I'm getting this pop-up model. And okay, right. And once you okay, so go back, click on the back. Now whatever newly actually we trying to update, so that is also updated, right. And finally we have to trying to delete, right. So once I click the delete icon, they will give that another this model pop-up, right, which is just confirmation model pop-up. Okay, if we want to yes or no, right, based on this. So what I'm trying to do, first I just click on no. So if it is no, nothing will happen. And once I click this delete, and once I click yes, so that is gone. Let me check another one. So let me check all that delete, right. So see, now everything as I'm trying to delete, so it is delete, right. So like this way, we can implement block system with using Blazor Fluent UI. And before start implementation, especially recommend, if you first time, so go to my channel .NET Real World Example, and here you can go through this session actually. So this session actually we have just get started, how we can introduce and what is that Fluent UI, and how we can use that their component as well, right, because Fluent UI provides some component. So we can how can use all the component, right, card, button, alternative, right, so everything. So this is just intro startup. So you can just proceed first before this implementation, that would be help for you. Now moving forward to implementations,
And look for a new project and choose a Blazor web application and click the next and just add the name like Fluent Fluent UI card operation series card operation series. And let me start to next and choose that whatever .NET 8 because it is support .NET 8, and choose the server instead of that WebAssembly, because WebAssembly it's not support all the events, but yeah, in the server side it is handling everything. So let me create that. Okay, once your application is ready, all the NuGet packages restored. So I'll show you like what is the structure of that Blazor server render application. So it is very pretty much similar. It have a program.cs file which have all the interact server component and use that redirections, everything is whatever default things it is given us. It's have a application.cs file, JSON file, and also we have a layout. And in this layout, main layout and navigations, we have some default pages, and as well as imports files, whatever we have uh, normal imports, means whatever global imports we can assign inside that file. Also we have the main file of that app.razor file. Also we have the roots razor component. So that's all for this here. So what you need to do for add the Fluent UI in this Blazor application, whatever you, if do you have an existing application or if you are creating new application, so how you can add that Fluent UI in your existing application in Blazor. So it's very simple. First you need to add two packages. What are those packages? First is this one, Microsoft Fluent ASP.NET Core component. So once you look this component, like this package Microsoft Fluent, let me zoom in for you. So this is that component name, and this one we are looking, and this one, these two things actually as of now require these two things, but yeah, later on we'll use, this one also, and also that Fluent UI with this, data grid, uh, this data entity. So that also we'll use later, but yeah, as of now I will use this one first, component, apply, accept, then go for that icons, because we will use some icons which is provided in Fluent UI, nice icons. So once you're done, then go to your program.cs file. You have to add two services as well. So those services you have to just add. So first service is, you have to use service, Fluent UI components. So this is actually whatever components we'll use of Fluent UI, that will be handled. Okay, so one we have to register as well, and another one actually you can just use, it is not related to Fluent UI, but yeah, if you want to any call of HTTP call, so that you can just register over here. So these two things first we have to register. Once you've done, now we can start our Fluent UI implementation. So first what I will do, I will just create a one grid, data grid. So what I will do, just create a new component. Let me create a new component. Name is data grid, and add. And here, first I will just, create that Fluent UI data grid. So it is very simple. Fluent Fluent data grid. You need to call that Fluent data grid. So this is that Fluent data grid. But yeah, uh, either you can just import whatever namespace is required. See, this namespace is required, you can either import over here, or you can just import it globally. So that better way is you have to just globally import here, so that you don't need to do again and again every components, because this things we require for every components, right? So that's why what I will suggest, you need to just, mention in your global component, then import file, and just mention this. Once you're done, save it, go back to your data grid. Now it should be render automatically. So see, once you get, now you will see many options over there, like Fluent data grid. Then you have to mention items. So whatever items you just need to mention over here. So I'll just mention, it's like my items would be blogs, like I will show you the blogs. So blogs, and make sure these items actually just expect iQueryable. So your whatever list, so you need to just specify iQueryable. And another property is tab tgrid item. So here you can just define your entities, like whatever entities you want to show, like employee entity or product entity or whatever entity, so you can just mention over here. And then finally close this, and inside this actually, not like that, uh, close this, and then you can just close that Fluent your data grid. And also we can add many columns, like first column I will add over here as a template column. So why I need to template column, because as I show you the demo, let me show you again. So in this show you demo, so this is a column, right? So this is a column, 1 2 3 4 columns. There's the action columns, description, name, and here. So this is a image column. So in this image column, what I will to show you as the image. So it is very simple. You can just add, this is a flexibility of Fluent UI. They give the template column, and the template column you can just specify tooltip as well. and inside the template column you can just mention whatever you want. So I just want over here image, so that's why I mention over here. Then what I need to do, I need to call other properties as well, like I want to show these two properties. So let me show you over here. See, there's another property is like call it name. I'll show the name property, and also I can make it is shortable true. So if it is you don't want to shortable true, you can just false it or you can just remove it. And then also alignment, it is given the alignment, whatever alignment you want. So it is center, left, right, where is. So there are two columns, I just set it over here, name and description. And one more thing I have done over here that is important, like see, if I go to show you over here, see, description is a very big content, right? So definitely if required in this straight line, right? So that's why I just break this line as a multi-line. So how we can do it in Fluent UI? It's very simple. You can just mention class and multi-line text. So this can be helps to break your long contents to here in this script. So that is done. Now finally what I need to do further, I need to let me show you again here. So see, this one done, this name was done, description done. Now I need to create some actions, right? So this action actually refer for this events like edit event, delete event, and view event. So go back to here again, and then again I need to do one another column, template column. And this template column, let me, so this is another template column, and this template column I just mentioned title as actions and alignments I set. After that what I did, whatever our events, right? See, I just want to create event of this view blog. So I just use again Fluent UI button. So this is again Fluent UI button, and I just specify icons, which icon I want to use. So see, I can use many icons over here with this their size as well as their whatever icons name. So if you, I'll show you the dot. So once you dot, you can see many icons method. So you just call to this method name, you will get that icons, like for example clock, circle, anything like. So whatever things you want, you can just use it. It's very simple. Icons, regular size, whatever size, and also here the size you can just use whatever size you want. So based on this size you can just define your size. So that, like this way actually I just create three event uh, for this with this three button. One is edit, one is blocks, and one is the delete confirmations. So this is done. Now it is just complaining actually it is not ready for this block. So I'll just need to create some blocks and we have to pass it over here. And one more thing actually I just creating over here, I using Fluent UI, but I will use this I will create a reusable component, so that this reusable component I can use over this application anywhere. Okay, so that's why I just create a reusable component for this. So in this here what I will do, I'll just create some callback function over here, so that I can just call back to this. So for example, I just create three events. So this three event I need to write some callback function, so that I can use this component in a parent, and I can use this event as well. So I already explain and I complete in my another other Blazor application, so you can just refer that one. So I'll show you like here as well. What I will do, just see, I just create a parameters. Okay, decorate with the parameter and use that iCurable, and here I use that blocks, which I will pass it over here as a parameter, so that this component I will use anywhere, they will pass that the collection of the data and automatically will bind the our component. Same things I will do for that events handling. So whatever events in here I'll just store here, so that I can use in our parent component. And one more things I'm missing over here for this edit and this blocks click. So these three events I just created over here. And also we have to just create this event, emit this event to that here in this method. So how we can do that, it is very simple. Again I need to create three functions. So this is edit function, block function, and I just emit invoke actually those event callback function inside this all the methods, and this method I need to call in this event here. That's it. So this is the way actually we can use the reusable component. This is part of reusable component, but yeah, this is a Fluent UI concept, data grid. So that is done. One more things I need to do. So visibility. So if this component visibility true or false base, I can manage in this parent component. So what I need to do, I need to add another visual uh, parameter for this visualization, and I can use it over here. I can just wrap it up to visualization conditions over here. That is done. And then what I need to do, I need to add actually those this view block view model actually, so which is not over here. So what I can do now is part it now is implementation will start for this data, because as of now we don't have a data. So either two way you can get the data directly, you can call the http request, you can get the data, or you can just use that in memory list. So I'll just show you as a demos perspective in the in memory list, but yeah, later on we'll use that consumer API and we'll show that one also. So first I will do just create a data over here. So let me copy paste, because I already created my other session, so I will not going to do from the scratch for that. So let me paste it. So now I just created block class. Okay, and this block class I have so many property: ID, name, description, author, and titles. And then I have just created a blog service which is will implement like all the get alls, get by ID, create, update, and delete. And also I just implement this block service. I just create a in memory list, and in memory list I just have some dummy data, and this dummy data actually we just manipulate over here, like by the get ID I can get the data. I can just read the data and can create a new data, update the data, and delete the data. So this is a very straightforward implementation. Now one more things I need to do over here, that is a view model. So I'll just paste over here as a view model as well. Now go to here, view model. So this is actually interact with the UI, and whilst the inserting to data, that time we'll use that entity model. So that is a concept actually, view model and entity, so that view entity cannot see in the UI side. So that is done. That is fine. Now what I need to do, I need to just change my namespace as well. So my namespace would be this. So let me change namespace as well. Change namespace from here, change namespace from here, change namespace from here as well, change namespace for here. That's it. So the data collection is ready. Now go back to your components, go to your pages, data grid. Now we'll use the data. So as of now, see, still it is complaining. So let me import this. Either there is another way, you can just use this to in our import.js import.file reserve file, or you can just import over here. So once is done, now you can just mention here what is the collection you want. So I want to entity I need to define over here. There's an optional actually, you can just mention or not as per you. So now see, now all error has gone. Now I have that list as well as that view model, whatever view model I want to populate over here, I just add it over here. So that is ready. Now I need to call this. So how we can call it? Go back to your home, and here I just need to call that component. So what is my component? It is a data grid component, and here uh, you can just pass it to your blogs, means your collections, and then you can just implement your things like so. That will do in a later, but yeah, as of now, just close this and just pass it to your component over here. So let me create a code block over here so that I can uh, inject our services and get the data and pass it to Beres so that my component can be load the data. So let me code and just write some data. Actually, first I need to uh, inject one service which is called our iBlock service. So how we can do that? It is very simple. So simply I just inject this and import this, and also I need to register this service. So that we'll do later. But yeah, uh, use this service, and using this service, let me create one method load blocks. So let me create a one method. Okay, here what I'm trying to do, just simply, okay, let me change this name as a block service and change it to this block service. And what I'm trying to do, I just get the data, all the data here, and then finally I'm trying to do, I just need to convert to over here, because see, this data is returning to blogs, which is entity, right? So now I need to move it to back to our model, view model. So bring the namespace, and that is fine. Also see what I'm trying to do over here. Let me break this line and also break this line so that you can easily see. So it is very simple. I just whatever our list, so I just convert to blog model and just set is the as queryable, because I need to return the list and the as queryable, because our uh, Fluent API accept that as I queryable list, right? So that's why. And this is need to define as well. So let me define this. So now it's defined over here whatever collection I record. So I queryable whatever model, the view model collection I want, and then define this list, and finally I assign this over here. And once this component load, I want to show, I want to render this data, right? So let me define over here. This is done. Now see, this is our usual component with using of that Fluent UI, and I just pass to this collections. And on I need to use one life cycle, actually this component. So if you aware this Blazor concept, so there is one initial life cycle is the first life cycle is on initialize. So what I need to do, simply I just pass it to one you know that I will do later. Okay, so let me just call to our whatever, I just create a method over here so that whatever data, just get it and assign to this property, and this property I can show over here. So that is done. Once build, actually let me build over here, but yeah, there is a one issue that I'll show you. I will not fix, but yeah, I'll show you. Let me run. Okay, now see, this actually I am expecting. So it is saying there is a this Fluent API, actually we using some uh, services, right, which is not resolve the register. So that I need to registered. So let me register that. If you go to program.cs file, here I need to register first that service as well. So builder.services, and here what I will do, I will use add transient, and here I blog service to implement blog service. So that is done. Now go back to here. Let me refresh. Might be I need to restart because it's hot so reloading. It's not working while whatever service you just injected. Okay, now it's running, and also I'm getting this you know component name. Only just the titles I getting over here, but yeah, there's no data, right? So why it's lets me go back to our component and see what is that. Okay, now see, it is visible always. Actually first is false, so if it is not true, so definitely this will not happen. So that's why I did not implement previously. I'll show you why I need to that visible flag actually. So first I need to, what I need to do, I need to add one more property over here, that is called a show visibility. And this visibility I will just on load, I will set it to just to true, so that what once it's load, so my component will be visible and it will show render the data. Now go back to here. Now still not rendering the data. So what I need to do, actually I missed something. If you go to back here, home component, so I just set is true, but I am not pass over here. So this component expect actually that visibility flag as a true or false. So let me pass it to over here at the rate show list. So once you pass over here, so based on this condition, actually this component will render or not, it is depend on, right? So let me save it, go back to your component. Now see, now I'm able to see the data with this grid, right? So only just mess up this images. So let me fix it quickly. Nothing we have to do, just what I need to do, I just need to add one class over here. Go to your app.cs file. Here I need to just add one simple card class, so that we can manage actually uh, our images. So let me save it, go back over here, let me F5. Now see, I'm able to see whatever things, right? So this is a very simple. And also we'll just implement that dialog box as well based on the click event. It is again, it's very let's go back to your home component. Now one last thing is pending, that click event, right? So that let me implement that quickly, that click event. So what I need to do, see this component actually we create that callback function. So this three callback function I just created, and we have to implement this callback function over here in this parent component. So how we can do that? Very simple. We can just easily we can create those event. First I just create for this edit one, and then I will just create for this delete, and then finally I'll just create for view. So let me create for view as well. So those are getting just created. And what I will do, as of now I will not implement this one because this will implement in upcoming session. But as of now I'll just show you as a, once I click this, so that can we fire and get the ID, and those ID I will just print as a dialog box. So how we can implement the dialog box? It's very simple. Again, just use a Fluent UI service. So what is that service name? The service name call is iDialog services. So in this dialog service, actually they will able to give this many flexibility of here. So first I'll show you for that informations. So I'll show the information for this. So it is very simple. Let me bring back to here. Like see, this dialog service has a many method, but I will use over here. But let upcoming session will use confirmation dialog box as well. So show informations, I just pass that show information for this edit, and the same for the delete. Let me bring back to new lines, and same for that here view as well. So whatever view, I'll just get it over here and let me run. Okay, once you run, so now see everything is there. Also see ascending descending working. And also once you click, so it will giving some error. Now see, if you using dialog services, so it is saying actually, see this this component actually missing. So where you need to that mention, just copy this component and go back to your solution and go back to your app.razor file, and here not here go to your main layout. Yeah, in this main layout, after this main body, you just define over here. Okay, so Fluent dialog provider, so based on this actually you can just able to that dialog services. So let me continue again, or let me stop and run again. Might be taking some time, but yeah, now ascending descending is working fine. And also once I click this, so see, now it's view call, now it's edit call, and also the delete call. Now also they see we are getting the ID as well. If I go some others one, yeah, ID 4, if I click the ID 2, if I click here ID 5, same for this edit and here. So that's all for this session. This is fine for as of now. Now what I need to do, I need to create a form, right? Add edit form. So I need to create another component for that so that I can use anywhere. So let me create another component, a razor component, and let me edit, or just edit edit component, right? So let's call whatever add edit or add update, whatever, right? I will do this add and edit form, I will reusable, so that once user want to add, so they can use it add, and also if you want to edit, so they can use same component actually. So let me create it and rebuild. First we will just stop this. Okay, stop this application, and yes, add edit, right? So here what I need to do, I need to create a forms, right? So whatever forms I need to create, first actually I need to create a one card. Okay, so before that card, actually that form, actually let me show you so that you can better understand what I'm trying to do. So if you click this add button, so see, it is this inside, this is a form, but inside form actually I wrap it with this card, so that it's look feel like another card inside, one card inside this form, so that it's look feel is a better, right? So go back to here. First I need to create a card, so I will use that fluent fluent UI card as well. So let me this. Okay, I just put some styles, but don't worry about that. This is a simple style. I'll just explain what is that style. And let me close the fluent UI card. So this is a component. Okay, fluent UI component of card component. Okay, and let me bring this to, so that you can able to see easily. Okay, now see, this is card, and once I save it, so definitely you will see that block section in our UI. So I'm not going to show again, but that take some time. Actually also will that video session will be take a long time. So once I implement, then I will show you. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to create a edit form. So how we can do that edit form? It's very simple. The edit form actually given by this Blazor application. It is not actually that Fluent UI. Okay, so this edit form I need to use for Blazor application, Blazor component. And what I need to do here, I can specify the model is the part of this edit form, and I can specify my model, as well as what I will do, I just create on invalid submission, or on valid submission. So I will use that once it's valid, so you can just click the valid submission, and I can create a our that no that events as well. So whatever events, I just pass it over here, and also I can use this as of now I just specify, but I will create it uh, this model as well. Okay, and now what I can do, just close it, and inside this edit form I need to use my Fluent UI control. Okay, so my first control would be, it's simple, for this input text box, right? So see, I just use a Fluent text field, and here I just specify label as a block name, and placeholder I just put this, and this is a required field. Also the data binding, actually this is a two-way binding, so I'm using the binding by value, and then whatever value I just bind in this control, right, in this component, actually fill into a component. Similar way, as of now it is complaining because I am not creating this, so that's why, but don't worry, I'll just create, it's automatically gone. So same things, I need to create another one, that is called a description. So let me create same, but yeah, this time it is changed, right, fluent text area, because description should be, little long, right, so that's why I used the text area, and other properties almost similar, and just bind it over here. And the last control will use over here again for text, which will accept our image URL. So see, it is again similar for fluent text field, and just pass it to image URL. That is done. Okay, and finally what I need to do, I need to some space, so I can just put it one space over here. As of now, as per your convenience, you can just put a space or not, uh, you can just use yourself. But yeah, I'll just put it this space, so that so that both those are control, and then after that is space, little space, and then I need to put some button, right, one button, like that button actually, for save whatever data input, I can just save it, right. So that event also I need to create. So what I will do, I'll just create again another button, that's called is fluent button, right. So let me copy the button, let me copy the button. Okay, there is some logic also I spent, so that I'll show you why I just created that one. So see, I just create a Fluent UI button, and it is simple, like appearance, whatever appearance you want, and just I put them loadings. Actually, this button itself has a loading attribute, which we can just, if it is true, so loading will be, rounding around, it's appearing inside this button, and once it's done, then it will false. If it is false, then it will, close that button. And also I use the disable property, right, so this is important. So let me, okay, so it will complaining error, so that's why what I can do, okay, I think that is fine. Let me move it to here. Okay, so now see, disable, I just check, three property, right, whatever input property, you can just create another function, and inside that function you can just return back true or false based on, also you can use it. But yeah, for the demonstration perspective, I'm just use the simple way, like whatever property I just use it, okay, and just check it over, it is a null or not. If it is null, so definitely it should be true, and it is true, that means the button should be a disable, it should not be enable mode, right. So, and also I just use the type as a submitted, and this is that, and the text, like whatever, if it is, whatever I want to just new blog, so definitely that blog ID would be 0. So if it is greater than 0, that means it is update, user want to update, or if it is less than 0, so that means it is a create operations, right. So like this way, actually I'm just trying to create this edit form. And one more thing, actually here this title, right, so one titles also I just use similar way, I will use that label, uh, label. So let me, before style, I need to use this label, so Fluent UI label, and here the page title, I just use that page title, and same thing I am using, right, same model, just you, if it is a update or create, I can just create a block and update block, I can put it over here. It's very simple actually for this here. And now what I can do, I need to implement now our model and the properties, right. So how we can do that, it's very simple. First of all, I just use that loading property over here. So I use that loading property, which I use in here in this button. So first time it would be a disable, and then what I need to do, I need to create a visibility flag, so that this component can uh, visible or true or false based on these flags with the use our parent component. And then I'll use add edit blog, right? So I just create one event, right? So where is that event? Add edit blog, create a new blog. Okay, yeah, create new blog, right? So that I need to just create new blog. So what I need to do first, I just create a callback function of on save, so that whatever on click I just need to use that save method. Also I need to bring this model, view model. So let me bring that model, and on save then I just need to create this handler, event callback handler. So let me create that. Okay, so this one actually I just refer over here. Okay, on valid here, once I click I just invoke over here and callback function just created, and this callback function I can use in our parent component. So it's very simple. And one last thing actually pending, this model, right? So whatever input model we get from this parent component, that I need to declare as well. So first of all, what I need to do, I just create again as a parameter here. So I just create this parameter, and this parameter I need to use anywhere, right? So all the place I just use this parameter. And one last thing actually just pending, that another button I required. If you see in our demo, so there is a back button as well, like it says create button and back button. So I'll I'll need to create one more button for back button, so that if I don't want to create something, so I can just click back, so it go back to our main page, like list page, right? So what I can do, just simple again, I just create another button, like for example fluent AI button on click, and this as of now it's not created, I will create it again. I will create a callback function for that, and then I can invoke this function as well. So let me create this callback function for this click event, on click event, and then I need to invoke. So let me invoke that. This is simple, right? So this component has ready, and also I can just remove and don't require this extra things. Okay, now it's ready. So let me call this component in our uh, home component, right? So let me call over here, what is my component name, add edit component. Okay, and just close this. And now here what I need to do, I need to call that visibility flags, right? First of I need to call the visibility flag, and this visibility flag I'll just maintain our parent component, like at the rate show model. So leave it as of now. I will just create this property in later. And now what I need to do, I need to pass that add edit blocks, right? So this is a input parameter, so whatever in a model I need to pass over here, I can use this model, right? So as of now also I don't have this property, so let me use this. So I will create this property as well. And what others I need to implement here, and let me check. Okay, on save button, right? So this is that event which is I created in our child component, and here we can use that, this that save block, right? So let me create a save block, and then finally I can use that cancel click event, right? So that cancel click event, again I just can use that back to the list event, right? So component are ready, I can just mention all the inputs on events, and now I need to create those property, right? So first I will create the show model. So the show model just very simple as of now, as we have already done previously. So as like show list, I just use if I show model is true, so my show model will be visible, right? So let me save it. And why it's okay, so there's some issue actually. So if you create it in later, so it will not actually reflecting. So what you need to do, just specify again. So once is done, show model is done. Now second things, I need to create edit block, property, right? So let me create this edit block property over here. And it is again, now see, edit block also it's maintaining, something is not maintaining, but yeah, sometime is maintaining it itself, that is fine. And now I need to create a save method, right? So let me create that save method. It's very simple. Let me create a private save method here and close this. So this is save method, and this save method actually returning this blocks, right? So whatever total blocks, block model. So which we have, invoke in our this component, so that I can get it from here directly. And once I get, I need to put some logic over here. Okay, so what would be the logic? My first logic would be I need to extract, that I need to convert actually this block, whatever view model to blog entity, because our service actually accept the and domain entity, right? So that's why I need to convert to domain entity. So first I just convert to domain entity. Then what I need to do, I need to just create one conditions for that, like this, right? So if and else. So what are the conditions? Suppose I want to, in same method I need to handle add and update, right? So if it is greater than 0, then I will update, or it is less than 0, then that means it is add, right? So I need to call a service. So what is my service here? Block services. So let me call this service here, await that service dot I want to update over here, right? So let me call it that update sync, and here expecting two parameters. So one is blog.id, and first is id, whatever id you want to update, and then you just pass it to domain entity, right? See, the blog entity is a domain entity, that's why I just converted over here. So let me pass it to blog entity, that is done. And finally I can just show as a message. So once it's up, successfully save, let me bring back here. Okay, so once I update successfully, I can show this message, right, as a information message. So similar way I can do for this edit add addressable dot add create, and here I just simply pass to domain entity. So where is my domain entity? This is my domain entity. You can pass it over here, and that's it. And finally I can show that message once is update created successfully. So title would be add block. So that is done, and finally I can use this. I'm missing something, yeah. So dialog service, inside dialog service I have this show informations. So save it, and finally what I can do, this is done, right? So let me build, see, is there any issue or not? Okay, there's a missing, right? So backlist also missing, so that I need to implement. So how we can implement? It's very simple. Again, go to down and just create a one backlist function. Okay, it's adding more. Okay, so the backlist function, I missed something. Okay, so let me close this save method, and after that we have to use. And here what I need to do, I need to backlist, right? So backlist functionality, what need to do, once I click back, so whatever component, right? So all the components should be hide and only show this, this two component, right? Means add blog button and as well as the grid. So that I need to handle over here. So I guess I need to create one common reset function so that I can handle whatever reset, right? So let me create one more function over here, and here I need to reset something, right? So let me reset whatever property we have as of now. Like we have a show model, we have a list, and then also I just need to null our blogs data. So this is a reset function. So that reset function I need to call first in our here. So call this reset function first for whatever backlist, means everything should be reset first, and then what I need to visible that I can just over here. So first I need to load that, our load data which will we have created in last session. So where is that load blocks, right? So this is a load blocks. Let me call this first. Once is load all the blocks, then I need to show the visibility flag of this grid, right? So this is done, and this is calling also done. Okay, now I guess it's completed my implementation. Let me build again. Okay, now build succeed. Let me run. So once I click, so it is appearing my form, but it is not actually hide, right? So go to code and just check your component, go to your add edit component. So here actually I miss one part, right? Because see, I use it visibility flag, but that visibility flag I am not handling over here. So I need to handle that visibility flag, uh, this whole component, right? Whatever component you want. So let me add over here if condition, add if and visible, and just start over here and just close to here. That's it. So let me go back and let me check again, like add back. Now this time is no component is there, right? So additional component. Okay, so this is done, this add also done. Now is pending that edit one, right? So once I edit, nothing happening, right? So that I need to implement. So it's also very simple implementation. Go back to your home component. Here that edit functionality is there, and also it's nothing. Previously it was just dialog box in last session. So what I can do, I can just implement this. It's very similar way. I need to call that service of get service so that I can get the data of blog service and get the ID. So I can get all the blogs, all the blog model based on this ID, and that I can bind in our model, right? So I need to convert it to this model. Where is that model? This model, right? But this model actually view model, but I'm getting the data from that domain entity, right? So that I need to convert again. So what I can do, it's very simple conversion I need to do. Yeah, if you don't want to like this conversion, so you can just use automapper, which I has created separately in my in my channel, so you can watch out that or check out that one. And now once it's done, you can just simply, you can just use this assign to your view model to your entity, whatever view model. So conversion just assign to here, and then simply what I can do again, I can just reset my call this reset one. So this is again I can just reset everything. Let me call that reset, and then whatever we want to show, that I can show it over here. So I can show our only just show model, right? Our that added it model. So that is done. Now go back to your here and let me check it is expected working as expected or not. First check the add again, just angular and just a description of that angular, and then image, just use that no image as of now. and just create. Okay, so go back. So now see, it is creating but without image, right? So that is fine. Once I click the edit, so I can able to see same data whatever I just put it, and just I can use it. Let me copy every content and just paste it over here, and then also change to Angular 17. And now this time I will use my images. So let me copy one image URL and update. So it is update successfully with 6. Okay, go back. Now you are able to see this, but image is not populated. Why? Let me go again. Okay, this image is not populated. Okay, let me do again. Save, go back. Now image is not populated. That means it is not saving properly. So that means some issues, right? So go back to your model. Let me figuring out what is the issue, why image is not saved, right? On edit side. So go to that edit one here, on edit, just bind in whatever here, and then while saving, let me put the debugger point here, and go back to you here, edit, and just change it to image and update. Now check whatever model we have received. I just receive everything properly. So why it's not saving? So some issue I guess then in service. So if I change it to here, okay, it is fine. So let me go to your implementations here, call that update one. So here, let me check whatever data. Yeah, data is properly over here, and then why it's not? Okay, if it is existing, okay, this is existing URL. Okay, now here is a missing. Actually, I just my service is not actually updating because I'm not mentioning that data, right? So what I can do, it's very simple. Existing product dot image URL to block URL. That's it. Save and continue. This time should be update properly. Save, continue. Okay, back, and I am able to see that image as well. So this is done for this session, which is I complete add and edit. So now in upcoming session we'll complete, also we'll see that view as well as delete, right? So first of all, what I need to do, it's very simple, and think I need to do on this delete operation, because it is will use over here, that's dialog service, which I also explain everything. But yeah, this is a important, like how we can achieve this with this confirmation box, right? So that confirmation box, if you go to the home, or directly if you go to over here, this home component, right? So go to their home component first, and just go to on top. Here is the one dialog service which I use. Actually, it is providing by Flint UI Blazor service, right? So that's I actually inject, and once I inject in here, I'm able to see uh, in this few dialog box, right? So if you show information, right, so see, there's a many method actually we can use this dialog box services, right? So as of now, just if you want to show some information, so you can use this method, show informations. Or if you want to some confirmations, so then you can use that confirmation, let's see, show confirmation with async and without async. So I will use both with the async method, and just remove as of now. And once I start over here, see, there's a many two overload method, right? First of overload method, first is you can just pass that message, and then primary text is yes and secondary text is no, and then title you can send is null. But I want some additional parameters. So that's why I will use the second overload method, which is I need to actually send the receiver with this callback functions, because we have to handle as well here. If users click yes, so I need to handle some additional callback function. If it is no, then I can leave it, right? So that's why I will use this overload method of show confirmation async method. Okay, so my first, this is receiver. So what is the receiver? You can just use this. Okay, and then second is a callback function. So before write this callback function, actually I can just mention that callback function whatever we can use as a normal name over here. So I can just use a callback function name is handle confirmation result. So don't worry about that, I will implement this function, this callback function as well. So let me bring this and also bring this. Okay, so this callback function I will implement just now, but yeah, I just first specify all the parameter first, then I will move it to that implementation. Okay, so now see the confirm callback function also I'm specified. Then I want to specify the message. So what message you want? So I just want to say, you know, are you sure to, are you sure you want to delete or proceed, whatever message you want, you can just put as per your convenience. So I will put it as a proceed and then question mark, and then let me see other parameter as well. Now see, the other parameter is we can say primary text is yes and secondary text is no, right? So I can just put as of now yes. Actually by default taking it yes, but you, if you want to change, so you can change over here as well. So yes, and then pass it to no, and yes, no, and then whatever title you want, you can just pass it over here. So it should be a confirmation dialog. So I can put it as a confirmation, and that's it, right? So let me close this. So this is done. Now we will implement this handle confirmation result. So how we can implement it is very simple. Again, just create a sync method, and with the sync method definitely we have to use the task, and then use this callback function name, whatever name you want to use. So you can just put same name. It is not defined only you can use this name, but yeah, you can change it whatever name, like for example handle confirmation only, something like that, so you can use it. So let me pass it the parameter. Actually here the expect parameter over here is that dialog result, so which I can specify over here. So see, this dialog result actually expect this callback function. So put it that dialog result as a result, and then finally what I need to do, I need to here I can handle this result, whatever result actually we are getting over here, right? If user can click yes, so I can get yes. If you click the no, so I can get the no. So that's why actually I create this function. So let me find this. Okay, user, what user actually uh, press the button, right? So let me check like result dot cancellation. See, here there's many things over here, like here the cancellation, cancelled data, and this other stuff, but I'm not using data and stuff over here, but upcoming session we can use that data. But here we'll check like, okay, is user cancel or not, you can get it with this property. And if is cancelled, so that definitely it will true, or if it is not, that it will false, right? So if it is not equal to cancel, that means user click that yes button, right? If it is cancelled, so definitely if it is cancelled true, that means user click that no. So we need to find yes click event, right? And once user click the yes click event, what I will to do, I just I want to call our delete service, so which I can use our service which I inject already. So this is my block service dot delete delete async, and then here I need to pass this delete id, right? So there actually one more things I have to do. This id actually I can get over here, but I can't able to get over here directly by this parameter, right? So there need to do some additional stuff, but I don't want to do over here. I can just simply I can store here that id. For example, let me create a property for that delete id. So let me private is or just delete id, and as a it is an integer, so put as an integer. So I just create a delete id over here, and we can store this delete id. Once I click this confirmation box, the delete click event, here I can just store and that I can use it. There is a many way you can use it, but yeah, I can use it as a demonstration perspective. It's simple way. So I can use this delete id, and once go to that handle confirmation method, I can pass it to our call it our service, and I can pass it to our delete id. So here's the handle confirmation result here. Once I delete from the database, what I can do, simply I need to decorate with this reset visibility component. And what I can do, I can just load our the data, whatever data, the load functions. Actually, we have to load whatever the latest data. So I can call this function again, so that what once delete again, I can get this the hold the data and store this our variable in this blog model or collections, and this blog model collection can bind in our grid, right? So that's why I call again the loads blocks, all the blocks, and then finally show list equal to true, so that that grid, whatever I resolve component of grid, that can be visible. So this is done, and let me rebuild. Okay, once it's complete succeed actually the build, what I will do, just let me run and see in actions how is behaving or whatever be implementation for delete confirmation box. So now it's working fine, and once I click delete, now I can able to see that confirmation box, right, with this yes and no. So what I will do, I will just first try with yes, and then I will try to no. So once I click yes, see the is less record deleted, right? So once I yes, 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 now see everything is dead except this. So what I will do, just click no. So nothing will happen with the no. But yeah, once I click yes, it should be delete. So I will show you as a debugging mode as well actually how it's working. So open that uh, example here, click that over here, and also just debugging point this handle method as well. So go back here, delete. Now see, once you click delete, you will get this id as well as this confirmation works function. And then once I click here, now see, uh, once I complete that click event, that pop-up will show. Once you click yes, then that callback function actually, that function will call, right? So once I click yes, then this function is calling, and here see cancel false. And also you will see some more data over here. See the color icons and everything actually over there with the, but this is related to our data, right? So let me see over here, it is cancel. No, it is not cancel actually. So that's why I call over here, then reset and show list and final continue. So now has gone, right? So this is very simple. And before close this session, I just want to wrap up like actually what we have done. So I just want to show you. So first of all, what you need to do, you just need to create a delete event which already created, and then you just need to assign id, and then you have to call delete service, delete dialog service, and show confirmation method you have to use. And here there's a overload method I have used, where I can just pass that handle confirmation callback function. and also you can just pass some message and also event, and then you can just implement this, handle confirmation and callback function over here. You can handle that. Okay, so user is click that yes or no. Based on this, actually you can just call your logic, right? So this is simple. So that's all for this session.
First, what you need to do, first I need to create one reusable component that is called blob details component. So then just create a first component. Let me add create a razor component, and here let's call blob blog details, and just add. Once you add, you have to write some design. Okay, and what design I have to use here, I will use one Fluent layout. Okay, so how we can use that? So first of all, you just need to write this Fluent your layout, and just set it whatever style you margin. You just I just leave it from top to 10 pixels, and just close this, and this is close. Okay, and inside this I will just create our section. So I already show in the demo I have used one header section, right? So we have also provide Fluent UI one header component. So I will use that header component again here, and then close this, and inside this header I'll just show that text and also that button, right? So that text and button I need to write over here. So in this case, what I will use another component of Fluent UI that is called spacer. Okay, so in this spacer, actually give them some space, so that whatever I can write on the header, that will give the some space. And then finally I will add one text over here. Okay, and this is called a block details, and then after again I will put some another space, so that called like this same whatever I did. And then finally I record a button. So how we can create, again I will use that Fluent UI button over inside this header. So once it's done, see, it is very simple and straightforward. Let me wrap it over here. Okay, so see, I just create a button, Fluent UI button, and I click on click of function over here, and I use that background color and appearance and icons. So these three things I already covered many of the place in this series. So it is just simple component of for that Fluent UI button. So this is expect actually what are the background color, these are the properties over here which I mentioned. And as of now we have not implement this function. Let me implement that one first, so that no compilation error. So first I'll just create that function over here. So let's call that back to block list, so that whatever click that back button, I will go back to over here. So this back button actually should have a callback function, so that I can use in our parent component, right? So what I need to do, again just I need to create a click event. Okay, callback function over here. It is again is a Blazor concept. It is not part of Fluent UI, but yeah, it is. I just create a back to block click event as a callback function, and this callback function actually I call inside this click event, I just invoke this click event callback function. Okay, and then finally it's completed for this header section. Okay, now if you go back to our layout, so this header section is completed. Now we have to show some image and also some details, right? So see, I have used some what is called is, it is called some something for example card. This is a card view, right? So that card actually I need to show, I need to create some card. So also I will use again the Fluent UI card. So let me use that card. So this is card, Fluent UI card component, and just close this Fluent UI card component. And inside this card component I need to create some some of the style which is actually show the body. Okay, so inside I need to create this card component, I need to create a one body section, so that whatever body I just need to write, I can just show over there. So this is done for the body. And then finally what I need to do, I need to show one image, right? So I need to create one div, so that whatever our image, I can bind it inside this div. Okay, and this, as of now I am not implement this, I'll just implement once I design is complete, then I'll just create this blog view blog entity and blog model as well, we call say. Okay, and then rest of things I need to implement over here. This is done for this image, and then rest also I need to bind it our data for, like, what is the blob name, what is the author, and what is the date time, just for the example, and also like the description. So that is fine. Now I just need to create that view model. So inside this code block I just create it to view model. So now is view model is there. Let me import the namespace of the view model. So let me import over here directly. I think it is not working. Why it's not working, I don't know, but yeah, it should be work, right? But it is not working, no issue. But where inside is using Fluent UI our namespace with the model. So let me add it over top at the rate using and Fluent UI card option, and where is it? It is inside my view model. So let's add over here, and then accept this, everything is there, right? So previously once I created this model, that model view model, so we don't have that author part, right? So see, the author part is missing, so that I can also add it over here just for demonstration perspective, so that I can show the full blog informations. So I just add it over here, author, and finally error has been gone, right? So also the implementation of this design also completed. One more thing I have to implement over here, this component, actually this is reusable component, right? So it should be visible flag over here. Based on this I can show that should be visible or not, right, from the parent component. So what I can need to do, I just simply add the property over here, and we have to wrap it inside this if condition. So let me wrap it from here and close it to complete design part. So that is completed for here. Okay, so now we have created this this design a blog details component, just create a reusable component, and this will use inside this parent component. Let's call it the home component, right? So go to that home component over here, and let's call this one, and it is simple, we can call it over here as like before we have already be called, right? We have called like add block component, data grid component, add edit component. Similar I need to call this one. So let me call it over here and just wrap it to this. Let me call it to blog details component. See, this is a blog detail components, and this field, this input parameter also I need to create it over here. So let me create this input field as a private field over here, so that we can show we can handle it, should be show or visible that reusable component. So that is done. Also this is an input which I need to handle over here on this click event. Once I click this backlist, also it should be call this function which already I created previously, right? And one more thing I have to do over here, I have to manage this is true, which is false, right? By default is false. So what I can do, I need to implement something inside this reset visibility, right? Because by default it should be false. So let me add it over here as a false, and then once I click that, inside that, go to back here, like see, this is a click event of this grid component, right? So we have to create this function so that callback function will call, and we can set it true, and based on the true and false we will show our another component, right? As like we have use here, delete, edit, and here. So what I can do, just create, yeah, it's already is there a view click to event over there. Now let me go to the function, go to that function. Where is that function? Yes, this is function. And if I click, okay, let me run and let me first build, so that whatever implementation we have done, let me see is there any error or not. Okay, so let's confirm. Okay, now it succeed, and let's run this, because in previous session we already implement this view click event, and this view click event, it will show up some message on that dialog box, right? So that dialog box, what I can do, I just remove this dialog box over here. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to call our service, okay, and look like this. Okay, so I need to call our service, the service name which we have inject, this is that one, because that view also, once I click that view, I will get that whatever ID, right? And then based on the ID we have to fetch the data from the DB, and DB, or you can call say our service repository. So they will returning the data of that block service, block details. And then what I need to do, I simply just convert it to, see, this return actually that domain entity, right? So that I need to convert to model entity. So let me convert it to over here. But yeah, ideally I just use for demonstration perspective, it's simple. But yeah, we can use imapper on other mechanism also, right? So let's make it simple as of now. Just I convert it to is our view model and assign to our whatever input parameter. So this is input parameter, and just pass it over here. And finally what I can do, I can call that function, that reset component, as well as show view true, right? So that once I click, that view show should be true. So I hope it should work now. Let me open, and then once I click, now it's running perfectly. And also we can get that header section, and also we can get image, as well as that block details with this card, right? The card. And but here's the one problem, we can see there's a many labels over there which should not show over here. As well as one more thing is that style, right? The image is very big, so how we can fix it? So what I can do, see, I just create a one class, that image container. But that image container, we have to create some style over there. So what I can do, simply you have to go to solution, go to that www root folder, here that app.cs file, and here what you can do, just add one more style over here, just save it, go back. See, once you done, the image one is fixed. But yeah, these are things we have to fix over here. So go back again to that component. Where is our component? It's a block details component. See, I have to remove this one because we don't require this one. Also we have seen some other place like add component and those component, right? So go to that pages and add block component. Also just remove this unnecessary, we don't require those labels. And what was the last one? Go to that, this is also fine, there is no issue for that. And that go to solution, block details, that is fine. Grid components, yes. So this one also we can get it from here. Save it, go back. Now go back, it's clean. Now click, see there is no other extra labels over there. It's perfectly binding, and also we are getting the data as well as functionality also is working. So this is complete. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share.